Welcome to another episode here, back working on the 71 Dodge Challenger Coyote swap. So today I'm gonna continue wiring the Holley Terminator X ECU and see if we can get this thing started for the first time. Stay tuned.
Music bed.
From the last video I did, the only thing that I have done here is there's another power cable for for the computer, which is interesting. You have the really thick cable that comes, to the ECU here. This one here, and the negative, but then you also have another positive cable that runs all the way through, which I would have thought, well, why don't we just either run a little bit thicker wire for that main one and then splice off into it. But neither here nor there. So I ran that all the way back to the battery, and I also ran the wire, which is a green wire that goes to trigger, it's for your fuel pump. So fuel pump connectors here on the back, and the ECU controls up to 15 amps fuel pump, and honestly, I haven't really looked closely at what amperage this fuel pump runs. It is a Holley in-tank fuel injection fuel pump, which runs, I think, 340 liter per hour. So it's a higher volume pump. So if it runs more than 15 amps, they recommend the relay, which is what I did. Here's the actual harness that's going to go there. It's all just kind of here because this really doesn't have a little tab to mount it, but eventually I'm probably going to do kind of like I did on my 67 here on the back. I'll probably put like a piece of wood to mount this main fuse and maybe like the relay rack here behind the battery. But I wired this relay, which is connected directly to the battery, to the relay, to the pump, and then the wire from the ECU triggers the relay on. So the only thing that the ECU is going to be doing is turning that relay on and off. So that's all wired. I do have to tie down this ground bolt. So here where I grounded my battery cable to the chassis, I left this stud, which I put, the ground for the fuel pump and everything. That's all set. This purple wire is for the sending unit, which the wire looks like it's right there for the factory gauge. I'm gonna probably just hook it up and see if at some point it works. But that's it back here. Quite honestly, the only thing I am needing to install to get this thing set up would be this other wire, which is red and white, and this is a key on power. So this has to only turn on with the key. What I'm gonna do for now is just put it to a toggle switch, because I was messing with the key. It was really hard and it seemed like the switch was getting stuck. I don't know, I'm sure water's gone in it. There's probably rust buildup. And then if you see, you probably can't really see, let me get the flashlight here. I was messing with all that wiring, which is the main bulkhead that goes to the firewall. It all looks really crusty. There's a few wires in there that are, they look like they've been shorted out, so they're kind of melted, and the insulation's gone. So I'm gonna really, the only thing I want to do is put power to the main wire that goes to that. Because factory, there should have been a main wire that went from like the alternator or battery right into that distribution block, and then it powered lights and everything. I did messing with it. I was able to get the tail lights working. So brake light switch is up there. Don't know if you can see it up there, but so that works, which I think this, no, I think there's two other wires. I think maybe that other red one. I know one for the transmission controller has to go to a brake light switch, and maybe that's it. I thought there was two of them that need to go to that brake light switch. So I'll hook that up. Oh yeah, there's one from the drive-by-wire pedal that has to go into the brake light switch, and then one from the transmission. So I'm gonna hook those up. I did get power, and like I said, I was able to get the taillights to work by applying power to that main box, which is really rusted too. And so I might do that just for that brake light switch, but then I'll put a little toggle switch for the key on power for this for now. I can get the switch online from like Rock Auto for $30, so it's not bad. I'm gonna get a new one because I do want the key to be able to crank the engine long term. For now, I use my little switch I have temporary, but eventually I'll put a new switch. That way I can actually crank the engine from the key. And then hopefully with the key, I can have key on power. I ordered a little like a universal fuse box, and that way it applies power to the fuse box, and I can get power from there, and then I can also get power to other things like relays, things like that. So that's what I'm gonna do now. So just wire, get like a main power wire wired, get a little switch on this, power the other two for the brake light switch, or run them over there. And then I think at that point we'll be ready to crank it. I did put some fuel on the tank, and I actually powered the fuel pump directly to the battery. I did not see any leaks back there or up here, and I'm pretty sure I had it running a decent amount of time. Yeah, see, like the hose here is a little bit pliable. When I had it running, it was kind of hard, so I know it was full of gas. I didn't see no leaks up here, which is a good thing. So I think we would be ready to fire it up. I am not going to put coolant as of first start up here. We're probably just going to have it running for a few seconds, because I did order the alternator, and this hose is a little bit here on the way. I would want to be able to take it out to figure out the alternator mounting. So we'll probably just have it running for a little bit, put the intake back, because we do have to connect the master flow sensor, and see if we can get it to make some noises and see what it sounds like. So let me get those wires situated, and then we'll get started. Okay, so went ahead and run this wire here. This is pretty thick wire. I don't know, it's 12 gauge, so it's pretty decent size. I run it from there, the main power, and actually I spent a little bit more time than I wanted to, but we messed around with the fuse block. So that main power is going to the main power supply for the original fuse box, like it was supposed to be. And we actually were able to get we got the hazards working, the turn signals, the brake lights. We were able to get the running lights. The headlights, at first when we would turn them on, everything would shut off. And then we got them to actually, everything stayed on with the headlight switch on, but no headlights. And so finally I just run power directly to like the, the low beam, high beam switch, the dimmer switch, or I think that's what it's called, and the headlights work. So there's probably maybe a break between that and the switch on top. So once I get the cluster out and stuff, I'll mess with that, but don't need headlights right now. The wipers, even we got them to work, so the motor worked, at least in the first speed. We didn't try it any more than that, but that works. So I spent quite a bit of time in that, but at least now we know pretty much everything. The turn signal, switch works and all that. Hazards, all that. So I hooked up the rest of the Holly computer here, so to the brake light switch, which that works. And then the power, the key on power for the Terminator X, I actually did hook it up to the key on. There's a little terminal there that has power on with the key on. So went ahead and hooked it up to there. Now that one is not going to be permanent because when you crank it from here, it loses power there. So I'm thinking maybe do like the little switch panel, and that way I can turn on like a main power switch that would go to this. So almost like key on, but main power. And then I can also use that little fuse block to power other things. But that way the power doesn't get cut when you crank the vehicle. But I am gonna use the switch to crank just because I already figured out the wires. And I can get a new switch, even the turn signal switch, although it is working. The ignition switch is a little hard, but I'm thinking maybe even some WD-40 in there. We'll see. The more we use it, the better it turns. So, but that is all set. Everything is powered on or connected. And I'm probably just gonna put this on this side. My gas pedal is hooked up, and so we have the little handheld here. I think at this point I'm pretty much ready to hook up the battery and start doing the settings on the little handheld and give it the first crank. Hopefully it runs good. Probably gonna be just like 10 seconds running and that's it. It's open headers. There's no coolant.
Cold start.
So it's probably gonna be loud as heck, but I'm gonna hook up the battery and fuel pump here, and then we'll kind of film the little wizard thing. I never done that before, so we'll see how that is. It should be pretty straightforward. And then we'll crank it and see if it starts. All right, hooked up the battery. Let's hope everything is connected right. There are some wires that still need to be hooked up, but they're not necessary for first startup, like transmission stuff. Tachometer, you know, we don't have one. I don't know. Actually, the car does have a tachometer. I really don't think that thing works though, so I'm not even gonna try that. All right, so let's turn the key on. This should turn this on. We got lights everywhere. Everything is flashing.
Oh, it's alive.
It says run the wizard or load a calibration. So we're gonna run the wizard. It has a little pan. Perform a TPS auto set before startup. Okay. For some reason, maybe it's just me, but it seems like the screen is not straight. Maybe I have to loosen it and move it. Anyways, I think, okay, wizard. GCF wizard, I think that's it. Okay. Multiple port fuel injection, I think that's it. Ford, Godzilla, Coyote, mod motor. Man, so I wonder if I can do all of that with this computer.
I think you just need the harness is all you need if you do like a 2-valve or a 4-valve or something, right? Like a Terminator engine.
So that's Coyote. 8 cylinders. I'm guessing it's the, oh yeah, 15 plus. So yeah, it's the top one. Cubic inches. 5.0. Oh no, it's 302, right? Cubic inches. Duh.
Technically, isn't it 305, 6 on these? You think it's that precise?
Oh, liters? I guess I can go liters.
Yeah, let's just do that. Because I think they're technically more than 302.
5.0. There. Next. Idle speed.
6,000.
6,000. Come on. This is
Coyote cold starts 3,000, man.
Is this a serious? No, this is the top.
No, probably 900, no? 800, 850?
I'm going to do 750 and then we'll go from there, I guess.
I mean, and it's fuel injection and stuff.
That's what they say on the video if you watch the Holly video. So
That's true. He's been doing his research.
don't listen to me. Do what they say. All right, next. Camshaft, I think the first one is just factory, so TIVCT, yes. Fuel pressure on this one, I know this pump does 58, and they say to just click the one that's closest, so I'm gonna do 60, but I guess you could run it with the like 45 PSI system. We'll see. And then injectors, Ford OEM.
Oh, so if we get different injectors,
Injectors.
They're the. Can it scroll? Oh, there's arrows on the side. Look.
Oh.
Does it go more? No. They're not. I'm pretty sure that's the part number. No.
Yeah, because they're not yellow, blue, or red.
No.
I don't know.
Well, if it's lean or rich, we know why.
I'm guessing power adder, none. Map sensor internal, because we were using the one hooked up to the thingamajig. Drive-by-wire, yes. I think it's 11 to 2014, right? That's
Yeah.
Transmission control, yes. And we have the 470W.
Ooh, if we ever just swap it manual, looks like you can just get it.
Oh shit, which one do I have? 98203?
No, it was a 2000.
Technically it was,
was,
like an 03 or 04, but I think it's the same from 98 to 03. I didn't think there was a third one. I'm just gonna go with that one, whatever.
Well, I guess we'll find out. I mean, it's not gonna drive right now, anyways. So we
Tire
can edit it.
diameter.
Well, they're 18 plus a tire. That's like what, 2
Let's
inches?
get a
Like
tape measure.
20?
I want my speedometer to be right on the money. Wait, is that the diameter, like how high?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. The wheels are 18s plus like the 2 inches is like 20 inches.
I don't know. 25 and a half?
25? Oh, it's 2 inches on each top and bottom.
25 and a half? Sure. Let's just do 25 and a half. Rear end ratio.
373s, right?
Yep, so I know that's a 373. Automatic scale shift tables? I don't know what that means. Like
Just-
automatic shifting? I don't know. Sure.
We're gonna go back and mess with this, guys. Right now, we just wanted to crank.
There's way too many questions that I don't know. I should probably read the instructions more, but when I looked at the video, I don't think they had some of those questions, but that video could have been older. Maybe they changed. Please cycle the ignition to complete the operation. So,
Off and on. Oh, moment of truth.
okay.
Oh, fuel pump's making noise. Here, hold this. Let me go make sure we don't got a fuel leak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fuel leak.
let's.
So now we gotta perform the TPS auto set before startup. So,
It's dry, man.
all right, I'm just gonna click OK. Here, you hold this, and then I think we have to go to Wizards. TPS auto set. Make sure the ignition is on and engine is not started. Slowly press the pedal to the floor, then slowly release.
I thought it was gonna be a lot softer than that.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Do this twice. There's not a lot of successful. There you go.
This is way too easy in a sense. Okay, what does that say? Auto control valve, battery
Variables,
voltage,
Stall, open loop.
fans. Does it show you the airflow ratio? It does. Okay, cool.
Oops, oops.
It does on the bottom left. Oh, that one tells you more stuff.
TPS. I just want to see if there's one that says.
It even tells you the gears. Oh, you can probably customize like each one. Yeah. Definitely, I say we need one that says AFR too.
I need oil pressure. That's
Oh, that is true. Airflow ratio and oil pressure.
oil pressure. That's the main one for startup.
Does it have an airflow ratio on there? That we know if it's lean or not.
Is this oil? Line pressure? Oil pressure. There you go. Okay.
Okay. Now what?
Now we crank it.
All right, hold on. Let me get the Osmo ready too, because we need reels.
Hey. Okay, I can be here.
Okay, hold on.
I just want to make sure that
Here.
I can shut the
You
key
film
off.
the screen. I'm gonna go over here to check on the fuel too.
No, you film the engine start, man. I need to shut it off if something goes bad. So,
That's true.
ready?
Go for it.
Contact.
Holy crap! It didn't leak any fuel. Why does it sound fast?
Why is all that smoke from? Probably sitting.
It's a little rich, and also it's been sitting a while.
Cold start, I guess.
What was it handling at? Oil pressure?
98.
Hell yeah!
If the sensor is right. So,
It's very loud. I don't know if anything else was making noise or not, but
that sounded like that drift car when we went to SEMA. You know, we got a ride along.
yes.
That's how it sounded, just crazy. Damn, this thing sound loud. Cause I started like a 302 open headers.
Told you.
They're loud, but
Garage doors are shaking, man.
this shit was. Oh man. Oh, that's exciting, man.
So fishy Coyote swap for people saying it's not.
It's running. Was there like a little squeak noise, or that was just?
It started afterwards, but it's so loud that I couldn't pinpoint what
Or
it
was
was.
it just something shaking? I don't know.
That's another thing. I mean, it goes kind of like a kind of deal. Granted, I mean,
I mean, it could have been something in the transmission. Oh, maybe the pump circulating the oil. I don't know.
oh, true, because we haven't never. What temperature did it reach?
I don't know, dude. I didn't look that much. Let's see.
That's only 61. Well, line. What does that mean?
I don't know, but well, it's not gonna read right temperature anyways because there's no coolant in there. So
That is true.
it couldn't read. It wouldn't be able to read right. But. Start again. Another 10 seconds.
Hey, hold on. You hold this, and I'm gonna get a better shot of the reel.
Oh man, that's exciting.
Okay.
All right,
Send it.
contact.
I think it's the transmission.
Maybe the flex plate. I did notice one of the bolts wasn't all the way seated like I wanted to, so
We need to double check.
I should check that. I mean, whatever. It runs. It runs.
The engine's good. That was our main concern.
It runs. It has like 100 pounds of pressure, 98, according to that sensor. It sounds freaking. I don't know if the camera can listen to it, but it sounds freaking crazy, like mean.
It sounds like a drag car.
Sounds like it's. I don't know. You have to be here to know about. And that's awesome. So I think that's where we're gonna cut this video because at this point we got it running.
We need to check that.
There are some things to check. I do have to check underneath for fuel leaks. I don't see,
There's nothing.
honestly don't see no fuel on the floor. Nothing. Fuel pump is running. It's feeding the engine, starts right up. You can see, I mean, I barely hit it and it turns over. There is going to be more wiring that I need to set up. I need to set up this pedal in the right spot so that I can actually drive it. And then I have the seats up there. I got to get the driver's seat, fix the bolts because they were all rusted, and then mount this so that we can actually take it on the road. So, whew, but exciting. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of this Challenger Coyote content. Hopefully we can get it here in the next month out on the road. We're gonna take it to drag strip, make sure we can run 15 seconds on it, and we'll see.
It's gonna sound fast, but it's super
subscribe to the channel. Questions, comments, leave them below. We'll see you next time.